the political landscape of Benue State quakes with turmoil. The rift within the ruling All Progressives Congress APC has reached a fever pitch, casting Governor Alia alongside the Secretary to the Governor of the Federation, George Akume, into the eye of the storm. What began as murmurs of discontent has erupted into a full-blown crisis as factions within the party jostle for supremacy and control, with allegiances shifting like sand and accusations flying. The once united front of the APC now finds itself embroiled in a bitter power struggle, leaving the fate of governance in Benue hanging in the balance. Tonight, I'll be speaking with the special advisor to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation on Public Affairs, Mr. Terence Kwonom, who joins us live here in our Abuja studio. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
On Friday, we had Mr. Kula, who is the CPS to the governor. He says this kind of situation has always happened in Benue State, where you have people who are in Abuja trying to lord themselves over the governor of Benue State. And this is being seen as the SGF trying to take over the reins and the control of the party in the APC, not allowing the governor, who is supposed to be the leader of the APC, to take charge. But why is your principal doing that? That's the allegation.
The SGF, number one, has no issue with the governor. He has always called for prayers on the governor. At every time he has privilege to speak before the people of Benue and Nigerians. What the governor is simply doing is that the governor has lost his popularity and is looking and where he will throw the blames, because governance is at the lowest ebb in Benue as we speak today. And so he's looking for excuses from XYZ, and that is why he has embarked on those illegalities that are going on in Benue, that people feel that we have issues. We don't have issues in the Benue APC in Benue. We are a one united family. What happened was just a series of undemocratic tendencies that were coming from the camp of the governor as school travelers. If you could recall, when the governor came on board, he dissolved elected local government councils and brought in caretaker committee chairmen that started suspending elected local government party officials. The state working committee at that time had to come in and stop him. And before you could know it, this purported suspension on our party chairman, which was done by a supervisory councillor appointed by the governor, not the ward chairman of his council ward. He properly appealed, even though it wasn't supposed to hold, and the local government chairman of Ogbadibo, where the party chairman comes from, quickly distanced themselves from that. The national secretary of the party distanced themselves from that. They went to court, got an injunction. The injunction was vacated. So on what basis are we saying there's a division in the Benue APC?
Let me ask you, Mr. Agada, who is a chairman loyal to the SGF, was he removed by a competent court of in Benue State?
He was not removed by any court in
Was
Benue
his
State.
removal, by his word, affirmed by a court in Benue or not?
There was no affirmation of any court. What they did was that when the National Secretariat refused to honor the illegal charade they did in Benue, they ran and got an injunction, which the state chief judge has said didn't pass through the due process, because he, as the chief judge, is supposed to allocate cases to judges in the state or any senior judge. So he vacated the injunction after 7 days and has appointed the judge to look into the case. And now we have a substantive chairman. There is no other party chairman in Benue.
Well, let me ask you, one of the allegations by the CPS was that the governor had clearly, because of security reasons, said there shouldn't be any form of political gathering. But against that order of the governor, loyalists of the SGF went ahead and held a very large gathering, a political gathering. Isn't it detrimental to the peace of the state?
It is exciting to hear that the government of Benue State has accepted that the security situation in the state have overwhelmed them, in spite of the huge amounts of security votes they have collected within this time, and they have done nothing to it. Benue is in a very serious crisis. And if the government has come itself to say that the state in a state of war, it means that we actually need a state of emergency to secure our people. But within this time that they are declaring war on our people, the PDP had their stakeholders meeting in Benue. The governor and his co-travelers are holding meetings, political meetings left, right, and center. Within this time, even yesterday, there were a series of meetings that the governor was holding, political meetings. And so, why is the directive only on his own
Why
party?
is it difficult, Mr. Kwanum, for your principal to accept the governor as a political leader of APC in Benue?
There is no contention for political leadership in Benue.
Who is the political leader of the APC in Benue?
The secretary to the state government
How?
is the father of modern democracy in Benue.
How?
He has been in the saddle leading Benue in this modern democracy since 1999. Every political actor in Benue has come under his wings and have gone there to mess up and have come back to apologize. And if they are saying that he is the problem, why do they always come under his wings? Why is it that they don't go to create their own platforms to come for Benue people to accept them? This man was accepted since 1999. By 2007, he was accepted and Governor Suswan was elected. In 2015, he was accepted and Governor Otom was elected. In 2023, Governor Alia, who is barely a year into APC, was accepted and was elected. And so what is the contention of leadership? Leadership is not forced on the people. Leaders emerge in a society.
What about the traditional and the natural consequence of leadership that comes when a governor emerges in the political scheme of a state?
Fundamental principles
is that considered
the
into the
fundamental
equation?
principles of leadership is that he was elected to govern Benue, provide good leadership to Benue. The Secretary to Government of the Federation have done everything humanly possible to make sure that with the privilege God has given him, he has made sure that things have gone well in Benue. Everything that is made for Benue is in place for us as we speak today. Within 9 months, there are a lot of federal government projects spread all over the state, from solar street lights, from housing estates, from roads construction and XYZ, by the president, facilitated by the Secretary to Government of the Federation, to ease development in Benue for the government to come in. And leadership is not forced on the people.
So for
leadership is made.
For Mr. Akume, the governor earlier is not the leader of the APC in Benue.
The leadership of APC is not in contention in Benue State. APC was in Benue before Governor Alia joined the party less than a year ago.
So Governor Alia is not,
just a moment.
So Governor Alia is not the leader of the APC in Benue.
Governor Alia cannot be the leader of APC in Benue State. He's the governor of Benue State.
So this is where the problem is.
That is not the problem. The problem is that the governor has failed in his responsibility to govern Benue. As we speak, you just told me that on Friday, the CPS told you that Benue is in a state of war. It means the governor, yes, he told you that Benue is in a state of war.
That there was an order to...
Wait, he told you that the order came because the state is in a state of war. We are saying that if the security situation has overwhelmed the governor, we should call on the National Assembly to collaborate with the president to declare a state of emergency in Benue so that they will be able to provide a sole administrator that can go and cushion the effect in Benue and bring peace to Benue. Because the governor cannot go on there to tell us that the state has overwhelmed him. So he cannot provide security to the people of Benue.
Isn't this the governor? Just remember,
he cannot provide security to the people of Benue to the extent that in the state capital, in a meeting he was invited as a #1 stakeholder, he could not even attend the meeting because of that war. So it means that nobody in Benue is safe.
How much of a contradiction is this? Because you said that George Akume helped Governor Alia become governor of Benue State. In less than a year, George Akume is also thinking that Governor Alia has failed.
We're not saying that George Akume is not thinking that Governor Alia has failed.
But you are speaking,
we are saying that
for him.
No, Governor Alia has failed the people of Benue, and all the crisis is generating in Benue is because of his inability to govern Benue. And he's using this as a scapegoat so that people will be distracted and will not look at his fundamental failures in Benue. What has he done in Benue? Before he came as governor, he promised our people in IDP camps that within 100 days, he is going to relocate them back to their ancestral homes. They are still languishing in IDP camps without being unable to feed them. He told our people that the salary arrears that were in Benue, he was going to clear them within 100 days. With all the monies he has gotten, what Governor Alia has gotten within 9 months is more than what every other governor has gotten within his first tenure as governor in Benue State. What has he done to these monies? He's busy flying left and right, gallivanting around the country without giving attention to the governors in Benue and trying to distract everybody from his failures and trying to blame people that have nothing to do with it.
Isn't this an indictment on... Just a moment.
He's too busy to be distracted by governors in Benue.
Yeah, isn't an indictment on your principal, it's SGF? For whatever you have said tonight, you've said Governor Alia has failed. Isn't an indictment?
It is not an indictment because people that present themselves for leadership are different from when they occupy leadership. And so he is not a magician to have known that the person that presented himself to be governor of Benue State, that promised heaven and earth to the people of Benue, and even told them that he was sent from heaven to come and save the people of Benue, was going to be a monumental failure.
All right. We need to wrap up the conversation. From the word from your principal about solution, just in 20 seconds, what is it? What is the solution to this? What does the SGF think?
He has called for prayers for the governor. He has given the governor, at the stakeholders meeting that took place in Makurdi yesterday, the stakeholders collectively told Governor Alia that the part he's doing is the part of failure. They have been patriots that have contributed to the development of Benue for over time. They are ready for him to come back and they will assist him, provide good governance to the people of Benue. These distractions he's creating for himself will not bring any development to Benue. We have teamed up together as a people to bring development to our people. And no amount of distraction from him or anyone can stop us from developing our state.
Terence Kwanom is a special advisor to the SGF on public affairs. Thank you so much indeed for giving us the other side of the conversation where we started on Friday. Thank you so much indeed.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it.